tend to go wrong, do you think, and why?
The vast majority of fillers are now made from a substance called hyaluronic acid, which is a complex sugar. But each individual manufacturer has a different way of creating a gel. And some of the gels are what we call particulate, so like a transparent sort of rice pudding. Others are what we call homogeneous, so they're like a gel with no particles in. And the characteristics of the product dictate how it becomes part of the body. And when I'm describing it to a patient, I'll often say, imagine we put a blob of ice cream on top of a bowl of fruit salad. The ice cream sits there for a while, but then it melts and it finds its way in amongst all the fruit. And that's what happens in that first 2-week period once the filler's been injected. It integrates with the tissues and it starts to move with the tissues and become part of that lip or cheek or wherever you've injected it. And proper choice of the product and proper injection technique will minimize risk. But the risks and problems we tend to see are usually along the lines of if improper hygiene has been followed, or if the patient has had a cold sore, for example, recently, or a recent dental procedure, or a recent sore throat, there's a risk of an infection developing. Sometimes you can get delayed nodules forming where the body finds the filler and creates a temporary immune response and surrounds the filler, so you get a lump or a nodule appearing. And with some types of filler, you can find it accumulates in blobs, and when you actually look at the lip, you can actually see it almost like frog spawn underneath the skin. Those are minimized by proper injection technique, slow injection technique, and by using a properly experienced and accredited practitioner.
One thing I think it's really useful for people to know is that unlike with toxin, where you can't really reverse it, there isn't an antitoxin particularly. With filler, there is a substance that can actually dissolve filler in the case of either an emergency or where there's a real problem with the product and where it's being placed.